He was Hollywood's golden boy, an Oscar-winning actor, a celebrated director, and the man who wore the legendary batsuit. But beneath all the glory, Ben Affleck was drowning in addiction, heartbreak, and depression. From losing everything he loved to fighting his way back. This is the untold story of his rise, fall, and redemption. The rise of a Hollywood prodigy. Before the chaos, before the headlines, Ben Affleck was every studio's dream. Born in California and raised in Massachusetts, he was passionate about storytelling from a young age. His friendship with Matt Damon became the foundation of his career, two ambitious kids chasing impossible dreams. In 1997, their big break came with Good Will Hunting. Not only did they write the screenplay, but they also starred in it, and shocked the world by winning an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. Overnight, Ben Affleck went from a struggling actor to a Hollywood superstar. After that, fame came fast. He starred in blockbuster after blockbuster, Armageddon, Pearl Harbor, The Sum of All Fears, and Daredevil. He was rich, handsome, and loved by millions. At just 30, he had achieved what most actors only dream about. But what no one knew was that the pressure of fame and his own insecurities were quietly eating him alive. The Ben Affleck backlash. Fame turns toxic. When Ben started dating pop icon Jennifer Lopez in 2002, the media went insane. They were the first real Hollywood super couple, nicknamed Ben Affleck. Everywhere they went, paparazzi followed. Every move they made became a headline. Their movie Giggly was supposed to be a romantic hit, but it turned out to be one of the worst reviewed films in history. Critics destroyed it, audiences mocked it, and the public turned on them. Suddenly, Affleck wasn't Hollywood's heartthrob anymore. He was the joke. The constant media pressure, humiliation, and online hate became unbearable. Affleck later admitted that the Ben Affleck era nearly ruined his life. The endless paparazzi made him anxious, angry, and deeply unhappy. He tried to laugh it off publicly, but behind the scenes, he began to drink heavily to cope with the stress. Fame had given him everything, and then taken it all away. Hitting the wall. Addiction takes over. Affleck's relationship with alcohol began long before Hollywood. His father was an alcoholic, and Ben had always feared following that path. But the pressure, the fame, and the emotional toll of constant public attention broke him down. By the early 2000s, he was drinking heavily, so much that friends and colleagues began to worry. In 2001, he checked himself into rehab for the first time. It seemed like a wake-up call. For a while, it worked. Ben got clean, focused on his craft, and rebuilt his image. He met Jennifer Garner, a grounded, kind actress who helped stabilize his life. Together, they started a family, and Ben seemed to have found peace. But addiction doesn't disappear. It hides, waiting for a moment of weakness. And when Ben's life started falling apart again, the darkness returned stronger than ever. The second act, reinvention as a director. When acting offers dried up, Ben turned behind the camera. And that's where he found his genius again. His 2007 directorial debut, Gone Baby Gone, stunned critics. It was smart, emotional, and beautifully crafted. Then came The Town in 2010, which proved that Affleck wasn't just back. He was better than ever. By 2012, his film Argo won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Ben had done the impossible. He had gone from Hollywood's laughingstock to Oscar-winning filmmaker. He had redeemed himself. Or so it seemed, because behind the camera, his personal life was once again beginning to crumble. The Dark Knight rises and falls again. In 2013, Warner Brothers made a shocking announcement: Ben Affleck would play Batman. Fans were furious. Social media exploded with hate. But when Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice hit theaters, even critics admitted Ben was incredible. He brought depth, pain, and realism to the role. He wasn't just playing Batman, he was Batman. A broken man trying to hold the world together while falling apart inside. But art imitates life. During filming, his marriage to Jennifer Garner began to collapse. The media circled him like vultures again, speculating about his drinking and marriage problems. By 2015, his worst fear came true. Jennifer filed for divorce. The woman who had stood by him for years was gone. Affleck later said it was the biggest regret of his life. After the divorce, he spiraled. He drank more, isolated himself, and lost focus on his career. Rock bottom, a public breakdown. By 2017, Affleck's life was in chaos again. He entered rehab multiple times in 2017, 2018, and 2019. Paparazzi captured heartbreaking images of him stumbling drunk, bloated, and broken. He admitted later that he hated those moments being public, but also said they became his wake-up call. "I didn't want my kids to grow up thinking that was normal," he said. During this time, he quit the Batman role, saying he had lost the passion. The man who once wore the cape and cowl, the symbol of strength, was now battling to even stay alive. Hollywood had seen many comebacks, but few believed Affleck would make it out of this one. 7. The comeback, rising from the ashes. But Ben Affleck did what Batman always does. He got back up. After completing rehab, Ben started being brutally honest about his addiction. In interviews, he dropped the Hollywood mask and spoke like a human being who had failed, but was still trying. In 2020, he starred in The Way Back, a film about a washed-up alcoholic basketball coach seeking redemption. It wasn't just acting, it was therapy. The movie mirrored his real life, and audiences could feel the truth in every scene. Critics praised his raw, emotional performance, calling it one of the best of his career. Slowly, Hollywood began to believe in him again. And just when no one expected it, Ben Affleck found love again. He reunited with Jennifer Lopez after almost 2 decades apart. 8. The legacy of a fighter. Ben Affleck's story is more than a Hollywood tale. It's a lesson in resilience. He lost his career, his marriage, and his reputation. Yet he refused to let those things define him. He stumbled, fell, and faced public humiliation. But he kept fighting. Today, he's not just Batman, he's a symbol of real human strength. He continues to direct, act, and openly advocate for mental health and addiction recovery. In his own words, "I've made mistakes, but I've learned that pain can be a teacher. You can't change the past, but you can choose to fight for your future." Ben Affleck's life reminds us that even when the world sees you as broken, you can still rise. Stronger, wiser, and more human than ever. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe.